Hi, I'm Debbie Chronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with you tonight to show you how I made this really cute card. Really cute card that I made it for my team to show them how to make it. So that's why I'm making this video tonight. And then somehow in my changeover between computers, I lost the video of how I made it. So tonight I'm making this, and I will link this to Jackie's page. She does amazing things. I love watching what she's doing. So anyway, so let's get started. So I've started out with a piece of allergies giving me a problem today. I started out with a piece of Misty Moonlight, and it's cut at 5 1/4 by 8 1/2, and that'll be our card base. And then I'm going to use a piece of basic white to go there, and then this is the one that I'm going to work on. So we're going to set the rest aside for now and work on this one. Let me just make sure everything's working okay. It is. Okay. So we're going to work on this one. So I have already stamped and cut my little guy out because he has to be fussy cut. So he's laying around here somewhere. Who knows where at this point. Okay, so we're going to take this piece of basic white, and I'm going to get my paper trimmer. And I will put all the measurements on my blog for you. But this is cut at 5 by 3 3/4. My space seems too small tonight for some reason. Okay, and I'm going to put this at 1 inch on my paper trimmer, and that's what I love about this trimmer. It's got an inch here and an inch here, and I prefer this one when I'm making small. And I'm going to cut from, I want to leave a 1/2 inch. So if I'm at 5, I'm going to start at 4 1/2, and I'm going to cut up to 1/2 inch, just to make an opening. So then when I do my coloring, I'm going to use that as my guideline. And forgot all the things that I used on this the other day. So I used this tape, and it's green tape. You can buy it at a hardware store, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that right along that line, just so that I don't go above it. And so the bottom portion here is going to be done in soft succulent, because that's my grass, right? And so I'm just going to start giving this some color. I need a re-inker. My soft succulent has gotten really, really light. So I need to get a re-inker for this thing.
I put it in my pocket and it did it again.
Okay, so that is the bottom section. Now I'm going to take that and I'm going to move my tape to the bottom, so I'm covering the bottom, and I'm going to brush the top using a different brush and a different color. So we're going to go with the Misty Moonlight, and I want this to be kind of light, but I also want it to have clouds. So I have cut out 2 clouds from Give It a Whirl, which is one of our die sets, and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on this one. They're not super sticky. So, and this one's not either. I want them to stick enough that they won't, when I sponge, it won't come up. And let's put that one up higher. Okay. So then I'm going to use a clean brush, and I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight. And on this one, I want it lighter. I don't want it too dark. I'm just gonna go like that, and I think that's good. So let's close this up. I am going to add a tree to this one, so I think I'll do my tree now. And I'm going to use Early Espresso for my tree. And the tree is coming from Beauty of Friendship, this tree here. I thought that will give me a good tree for him because he's going to ride past it, right? Let me grab a block. I'm sorry about that phone in the background. My husband's a substitute teacher and he gets called day and night. Okay, so I'm going to pull off my cloud gently and add my tree. Oh, I want to test my tree first. I didn't like the way it was looking. There we go. I think that's better. Kind of a short tree. Okay. And so there is my background. I really wish I had some little grass, but I do not have any. I looked earlier and couldn't find anything. Okay, so now I need a piece of window sheet. And I'm going to cut it at 1 inch just to start with, and we may trim that down even more. Let's put that right down there. So this is what's going to hold my little guy. Ooh, let's put this away. Once I find him, I have too many things on my desk. All right, where did I put him? He's here. Ink pad, background. That's the one, there he is. Okay. So this is what's gonna hold him, is my window sheet. And I am going to attach this to here, but I'm gonna slip this through here first. And we'll figure out how much window sheet we want there, probably not that much. And I'm gonna go all the way back, and I want to put him so he is on the ground. And I do have an area where it can lay over. So that is what I'm thinking, is I'm gonna go right there. So I'm gonna put adhesive on him right back here. Now I just want to do it where I know he's going to touch that window sheet, because I am going to trim it. But, whoops, let's get it up higher. I don't want him to stick to my background. So you want to be really careful with that. See, I have gone over a little bit, so I need to clean that off. And that just comes off with my finger or with a adhesive eraser. Okay, good. Got him off. And then I'm going to trim this window sheet just around here so that it doesn't show. And let's throw that out. And then we can slip him back in here and figure out exactly where he's going to go. So he's going to go just like that. I want him on the ground, but I don't want him too far down. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to trim this off first. I'm going to turn it over. So I'm going to trim it just above the edge of my paper. Maybe it's not even 1/4 of an inch, not even 1/8 of an inch, but about 1/8 of an inch above my paper. And I have a 3/4. No, it has to go higher than that. I'm sorry. Because when he moves, we don't want him to run into the dimensionals. So either he has to move higher, or my dimensionals. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to trim him off a little bit more. So keep in mind, you're gonna put dimensionals right here. Okay, and then that strip is gonna get glued right on to there. And I probably should be using tear and tape. And I'm gonna leave space over here for my dimensionals as well, because I wanna put a stopper in there. So there we go. Okay, now let's get our dimensionals in there. So on your dimensionals, there's an edge right around here. This is perfect for this. I'm gonna trim that right there. And I'm gonna trim this one down here and pull that right off. And it is such a good spot for this, but you want the straight edge. I'm gonna use this, since that's gonna go right up there. I'm gonna use this on the top edge here because we're gonna need it right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same on the other side of my dimensionals. This is such a good use for these because this is probably the part that most of us throw away. And this way we're making good use of every bit of those. And the small ones have a great one too. They have a really good edge on them as well. I'm using these rather than using the foam tape strips, the foam strips, because they are thicker. And I like the thickness of this. I didn't want my card to be any thicker than it had to be. So now I'm just going to take and I'm going to put my tiny dimensionals, my mini dimensionals, right along here. And I want to create a straight edge. So I'm putting them in just like that. So there's a straight edge right along that where it's going to slide. That one won't come out. So, straight edge, right there. But we don't want to get on it. So, okay. Also on this one, I am going to use the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch. And I am going to, I should have punched that before I did this. Okay, we can do that still. I'm going to slide that in there. Turn it over, look at what I'm doing, and just punch that. So I have a nice finish on my little pull tab. So he is going to move across just like that, okay? And once we get him all together, it'll move much easier because this will create a channel for him to slide in. Oops. Okay, I'm also going to put a mini dimensional at the end here, just so he doesn't slide out. We don't want him to go too far, right? Oops, I'm holding on to the other side. You can't do that. Okay, so then I'm going to take these two edges here off of my dimensionals, and those are just going to go right along here. Oops, I got a dimensional with that. And I'm just going to put them here. One is going to go there. Trim that off. I'll stick that one in the middle just to hold it. And the other one is going to go over here. Let's go this way. Whoops, another dimensional. And, oh, don't come off. Don't come off. I did. Okay, that's okay. We're going to make it work. I should have used that one here. This one, and I'm just going to curve it right up there. That's where I need it to go. They're kind of flexible, right? Okay. So now I'm going to pull all of these off. My one in the middle here as well. And this one, and all of these little ones here. making a dimensional mess. But it's okay. Okay, we're all uncovered. All right, and then I am going to attach this, my cute little guy here, to this sheet of basic white right here. And I'm going to look at my bottom. I think the bottom, if I balance that, that will give me the right dimension. There we go, just like that. Now when I pull it, there's a tunnel, there's a channel in here that has been created, and so he slides across. Is that the cutest thing? Whoops, come on guy, get back in there. Somehow I am messing him up there. Okay, now I should have stamped a greeting down here. I think I'll have to put a greeting on him. So then I'm going to attach this to our card base. And in that, the stamp set that I used, the Give It a Whirl, the die set that I used, there are some arrows in that set. And I've cut out one of those arrows. Actually, it cuts out two at the same time so that our recipient will know what they're supposed to do. So these are the two arrows. And I'm going to use this little teeny tiny arrow, and I'm going to use my green glue, and I'm going to put a teeny tiny dot right here. The ever smallest dot I can get out. Let's see. First of all, let's clean off the tip of the glue. Oops, no. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, now we got it clean. All right, so that is a tiny dot, and this is my tiny arrow, and I'm just going to go like that, and there we are. So our recipient will know to pull that tab out. Okay, let's leave that alone now. Okay, let's figure out a greeting. Let's see. I had one earlier today. Oh, here's one. Let's see. Well, we don't want season's greetings. Friends like you make life a joy. Let's do that. That's a good one. Friends like you make life a joy. And let's just... I'd like to just stamp it right on there. Think I can be brave enough to do that? I'm going to give it a try. I may regret it. And if I do, I have a fix for it. So, if it doesn't work, oops, know what I can do. Wow, that's not good, huh? Okay, let's give it a try. Perfect. Look at that. I couldn't ask for it any better. All right. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you have enjoyed this video. You'll find all the measurements on my blog. And I'm sorry about all the background noise. If it showed up on the video, we'll see if I can delete it. So, but I think he is just so cute. And I think this needs to be made out of the extra thick cardstock. So if, I think that would be better, because see how it's catching when I go back in? It's catching on something in there. It's catching on my dimensional. So it would have been better if this was a solid piece down here. So keep that in mind. Make it a solid piece with this solid side, this straight side on the inside here, rather than out here, because it's catching on my mini dimensionals. Either that or put mini dimensional straight across there. So thank you guys. You can find me at stampwithdeb.com, and you can get in touch with me. I appreciate your business. I am a small business owner. I do this for a living. And thanks so much for being with me tonight. Bye-bye.